Hi everyone and welcome to Fresh from My Garden. In today's video, I'm sharing another very beneficial Ayurvedic medicinal plant from our garden. As I have mentioned previously in a lot of videos, I make Ayurvedic homemade hair oil and grow a lot of plants at home which is required to prepare this hair oil. This is the Neelamari or the Indigofera Tinctoria plant, and today I'm going to share the benefits of this plant and how to identify this plant. There are a lot of plants that look similar and are mistaken for the Indigofera tinctoria. I purchased this plant as a small sapling from our hometown, and now it has grown to about 4 to 4.5 foot tall. Neelamari is a plant that grows to be a shrub and it has very tender stems and branches, and it requires some support so that it doesn't fall over and break. So this is planted in the ground in the south side of our garden, and as you can see it spreads like a canopy and it has a lot of foliage and it is growing really healthy. It's a tropical plant and requires warm weather conditions to grow, and it can also be grown in big containers. Indigofera tinctoria, in addition with henna leaves, is a natural hair dye and treats premature graying of hair. Indigo and henna powders can be purchased from stores and used as an alternative for chemical hair dyes to prevent graying of hair. The Neelambari hair oil is an Ayurvedic hair growth oil that is prepared with the leaves of the Neelamari plant in addition to various other herbs that promote hair growth and prevent any kind of scalp related infections and dandruff. The Neelamari plant is a very beneficial and medicinal plant that not just promotes hair growth, prevents premature graying, but is also used for a lot of skin related infections and digestion related problems. As I had mentioned earlier, we purchased this plant from our hometown and it is planted in the south side of our garden in the ground, and it receives a lot of sunlight and it is grown really well. But there are plants that are very similar to the Indigofera plant and they can be easily mistaken for this plant but is not as beneficial as the Indigofera plant. So here are a few tips that I am sharing so that we can identify the actual Indigofera. The Indigofera plant has tiny legume shaped flowers that grow in clusters and they are pink in color. After the flowers are spent, they dry up into seed pods, which also grows in clusters, and it is better to remove these seeds because the plant will start dying back if these seeds are not removed from the plant. I will now remove some of the seed pods to show you the kind of seeds that grow on this plant. So as we break open these seed pods, you can see a lot of tiny seeds inside the seed pod, and there are multiple seeds in one pod. So these are the seeds of the Indigofera plant and they can be used to propagate and grow a lot of new plants. Another way to identify this plant is by looking at the shape of the leaves. The leaves are slightly oval in shape, and every smaller branch has sets of 11 to 13 leaves. So, that is one way to identify the Indigofera plant by looking at the leaves. Another way to identify is to pinch off one leaf from the plant and try to break it in half. So when we pull apart the leaf of the Indigofera, it would just break apart just like it has been cut with a pair of scissors. So if this leaf breaks just like this with a straight line in the middle, then you can be sure that this is the Indigofera plant. If you would like to purchase this plant from the nursery, make sure to check for all of these tips to identify the actual Indigofera before purchasing it. I hope you liked today's video and found this video informative. Please do support our channel and subscribe to us for more gardening related videos. Thanks for watching Fresh from my garden.